You know that feeling. It's midnight. The screen glare is burning your eyes, and you're reviewing the budget for the third time this week. You worked harder than anyone else in the room today. You sacrificed a weekend, skipped the hobbies, and kept your head down, driven by the ingrained belief that sheer effort is the only currency accepted by wealth. Yet, the numbers just aren't adding up. The exhaustion is physical, yes, but the deeper ache is emotional, a subtle, nagging sense of failure that whispers, "Why is this so hard for me?" This isn't just about the balance in your bank account. It's about the misalignment in your soul. You've been told the formula since childhood. Suffer, struggle, sacrifice your emotional well-being, and then maybe, just maybe, you'll earn a slice of prosperity. This programming distorted your relationship with money, teaching you that the pathway to financial freedom must be paved with struggle, guilt, or the constant fear of losing it all. You are pushing a massive boulder uphill, watching others seem to glide effortlessly past you, their success appearing almost accidental. That disparity, that feeling of being trapped in an invisible cycle where increased effort yields diminishing returns, that's where the real pain lives. It's the sense of powerlessness, the injustice of working so diligently only to remain stuck. But deep down, you've always sensed something different. Something inside you, a dormant potential, an internal code, is capable of transforming this entire reality. You feel in those quiet moments a whisper capability that the world taught you to silence. The conflict intensifies because your intellectual mind insists on the old rules of struggle, while your intuition tugs you toward a radically different truth. The truth is, working harder is not the solution. In fact, forced effort often creates energetic resistance, pushing the very opportunities you crave further away. The turning point is realizing that abundance is not a scarce resource you must fight for. It is an energetic frequency you must learn to harmonize with. The law of attraction, which many dismiss as vague philosophy, is in reality a mental technology, and you, standing right here, are the operator. Inside you lies this inner wealth code, an energetic pattern capable of attracting wealth, insights, opportunities, and pathways that currently seem unreachable. This code is what separates the relentless worker from the magnetic attractor. This code, however, cannot be activated through brute force. It must be activated through precision and alignment. It requires us to abandon the narrative of exhaustion and step fully into the state of reception, where wealth flows through resonance, not through unrelenting sacrifice. Over the years, your experiences, your familial patterns, and the collective cultural narratives have inadvertently scrambled this code, creating resistance where there should be flow. We are going to identify the static, clear the interference, and tune your internal system back to the frequency of true financial abundance. This journey is not about finding a new trick. It's about awakening a force that has always resided within you. If you're ready to stop pushing the boulder and start calling the current toward you, this moment marks the beginning of your financial self-mastery. We start now by looking directly at the root of the interference. Now that we've acknowledged the pain of misalignment, we must move into the phase of radical awareness. Most people treat money as an external entity, a physical object they must chase. But the truth is that your financial reality is an echo of your internal belief system. Think back to your childhood. What was the atmosphere around money? Was it a source of quiet anxiety, hushed arguments behind closed doors, or perhaps a topic cloaked in shame and silence? These early experiences, absorbed non-verbally, form the foundation of your unconscious money programming. Your parents, well-meaning though they were, passed down not only genetic traits, but also their deepest fears and prejudices about prosperity. If you saw wealth constantly linked to corruption, selfishness, or exhausting labor, your subconscious mind developed protective mechanism. It believed that having money is fundamentally dangerous or morally compromising. This creates a powerful internal conflict. On one hand, your conscious self desires financial freedom, the trips, the security, the ease. On the other hand, your deeply rooted unconscious system is actively repelling wealth to keep you safe from perceived danger or moral decay. This clash is the source of the chronic financial ceiling you keep hitting. It's why opportunities slip away, why sudden windfalls vanish quickly, and why you feel compelled to spend money as soon as it arrives, to neutralize the perceived threat it represents. We need to shine a light on this inherited programming. Take a moment and mentally trace the origins of your deepest money fears. Do they belong to you, or were they borrowed? The beliefs that anchor scarcity are often not even our own. They are cultural hand-me-downs, historical burdens we mistakenly adopted as personal truth. This is the moment to become the conscious observer, detaching yourself from the drama of your inherited narrative. You are not your parents' financial fate. You are not your past mistakes. You are a consciousness capable of choosing its own vibration. We need to identify the specific sentences and emotional reflexes that govern your behavior, because until they're named, they cannot be disarmed. Awareness is the first key to activating your inner wealth code, transforming you from a passive recipient of circumstances into the intentional architect of abundance. Recognize the script, and you hold the power to rewrite it entirely. The clarity you've achieved in recognizing your inherited beliefs now leads us to the critical process of breaking financial myths. These myths are the specific, dense energetic blocks that keep your inner wealth code scrambled. We are talking about the deeply entrenched lies that sound like wisdom but function as roadblocks. Perhaps it's the myth that you have to be born rich to be rich, or there isn't enough to go around, or the particularly insidious one, money is the root of all evil. These statements aren't just opinions. They're vibrational contracts you unconsciously signed, signaling to the universe that you are unwilling or unable to receive full abundance. We must ruthlessly dismantle these myths and replace them with empowering, neurologically sound truths. For example, replace the idea that money is hard to get with the foundational truth. Money is simply a neutral resource that flows easily to those who are aligned with giving and receiving value. If you believe wealth requires intense struggle, your brain will subconsciously manufacture struggle, making every transaction and opportunity feel taxing. If you believe wealth is unethical, you'll find ways to sabotage your success to maintain moral integrity. The substitution must be deliberate and consistent. This isn't just about saying positive words. It's about feeling the emotional and energetic weight of the new truth until your nervous system accepts it as fact. Let's exchange 3 fundamental scarcity myths right now. Myth 1. Wealth requires sacrifice. Truth. My prosperity expands naturally and sustainably when I prioritize my well-being and align with joy. Myth 2. There is not enough money for me. Truth. I operate in an economy of infinite abundance. I am constantly attracting resources and opportunities for expansion. Myth 3. I am not worthy of great success. Truth. My worthiness is inherent and absolute. Wealth is simply a reflection of the value I am already providing and the love I hold for myself. By consciously choosing to resonate with these high-frequency truths, you begin to clear the energetic static. This process is a deliberate and conscious reprogramming of your inner operating system, preparing the field for the seeds of abundance to take root and flourish effortlessly. This shift from scarcity mythology to abundant truth is the core mechanics of activating your wealth code. Understanding the myths is powerful, but true transformation requires action, not external struggle, but internal, consistent shifts that recalibrate your vibration. This is where mindset meets momentum. You cannot simply think your way to abundance. You must feel, act, and align your daily habits with the identity of someone who already possesses financial mastery. The first and most critical action is establishing an authentic practice of financial gratitude. Most people only feel gratitude when money arrives, but the intentional master finds gratitude for the money they already have, the income they are currently generating, and the basic security they currently enjoy. Gratitude is the most immediate way to shift from a mindset of lack, what do I need, to a mindset of fullness, look at all I have. Start a daily practice of writing down 5 things you are genuinely grateful for regarding money or opportunities. Even small things, like the coffee you afforded this morning or the skill set that allows you to earn. This simple act floods your nervous system with positive, receiving energy. Next, integrate purposeful visualization. Visualization is not daydreaming. It is neurological rehearsal. Spend 10 minutes daily not just imagining the money, but inhabiting the feeling of your desired financial reality. Feel the confidence, the calm, and the generosity of the abundant self. How do you walk? How do you speak? How do you treat others when your financial security is absolute? Finally, we address the relationship with the physical money that passes through your hands. Treat every dollar you receive, whether it is $1 or 10,000, with reverence and respect. Thank it for its service, and bless it as you release it into circulation. This eliminates the underlying shame or desperation that often clings to transactions. When you send money out with a positive intention, even bills, you signal to the universe that you trust the flow, thereby inviting more back. These are not chores. They are deliberate acts of energetic hygiene. They are the small, powerful hinges that swing open the large doors of opportunity. By consistently practicing financial reverence, gratitude, and aligned visualization, you stop relying solely on willpower and begin harnessing the effortless power of the law of attraction, making your mind a magnetic beacon for wealth. As you engage in these internal actions, a remarkable shift begins. You move from aspiring to be wealthy to truly embodying the identity of an abundant human being. This is a stage of complete empowerment, where your internal wealth code is fully integrated and running as your default operating system. Claiming this identity means understanding that your relationship with money is inextricably linked to your emotional maturity and your purpose. Prosperity is not simply about acquiring things. It is about maximizing your potential to contribute, to serve, and to express your authentic self in the world. To step into this new identity, we must remove the separation between your income and your impact. Money, when channeled through an aligned purpose, becomes a force multiplier for good. Ask yourself, what ethical principles guide my pursuit of wealth? How will my abundance elevate the lives of those around me and the causes I care about? When you connect your financial goals to something greater than personal consumption, when money becomes a tool for meaningful contribution, the energetic resistance instantly dissolves because the universe rewards expansive intent. Embodying this identity also means mastering the emotional turbulence money often incites. An abundant human being does not panic over temporary setbacks. They view them as feedback. They do not hoard or cling to every penny out of fear. They trust the cyclical nature of flow. They practice financial self-mastery by making conscious choices, investing in their growth, and treating their resources as sacred tools for expansion. This identity shift requires integrity and emotional honesty. It means treating every financial interaction, from paying a waiter to negotiating a contract, as an expression of your highest self. You are no longer someone who chases money out of lack. You are someone who attracts and generates value naturally, using money ethically and effectively to fuel your purpose. This maturity is the ultimate signal to the law of attraction that you are ready not just to receive abundance, but to steward it responsibly and powerfully. We have reached the culmination of this journey, the moment of full reprogramming and unwavering commitment. You have identified the conflict, traced the ancestral programming, dismantled the limiting myths, and begun the necessary internal actions to align with your new, empowered financial identity. Now, we seal this transformation with a deep, guided affirmation that embeds this reality into your subconscious mind. Close your eyes for a moment and take a deep, slow breath. Feel the weight of the past effort lifting from your shoulders. Recognize the internal strength you have uncovered. You are no longer defined by scarcity or struggle. Visualize your inner wealth code. Imagine it as a brilliant, flowing current of energy originating from your core. See this light expanding, perfectly tuned to the frequency of opportunity, ease, and sustained prosperity. Repeat these affirmations, not just speaking them, but truly feeling them resonate in your body. I am open to receiving wealth through aligned, joyous, and purposeful means. I trust the flow of abundance, and I am a magnificent channel for prosperity. My worthiness is non-negotiable, and I allow money to serve my highest purpose and greatest good. I release the need for struggle and embrace effortless alignment. The law of attraction works through me now, automatically attracting every resource I need to thrive. Commitment means making this alignment your daily practice, not a sporadic effort. It means choosing the empowering truth over the paralyzing lie every time. You have awakened the force within. The work now is consistency. Be vigilant in protecting your energetic field from old scarcity thoughts. Respond to opportunities that appear, because they will appear as confirmation that your code is active. Your financial evolution is an ongoing process of choosing expansion over contraction, trust over fear. Step forward now, knowing that your relationship with money has fundamentally shifted from one of anxiety and chasing to one of magnetic attraction, confident stewardship, and boundless creation. Your abundant life is not waiting for you. It is flowing from you. Go forth and embody the wealth you deserve. The ultimate layer of financial transformation is not the initial awakening. It is the unwavering commitment to sustain the elevated frequency you have now activated. Your inner wealth code is not a fixed setting, but a finely tuned instrument, susceptible to environmental noise and energetic drift. The challenge now shifts from activating the code to maintaining its high-fidelity signal amidst the inherent static of the external world. Consequently, this final phase demands a vigilant practice of energetic hygiene and a profound respect for the momentum you have generated. You must become the self-regulating gyroscope of your financial destiny, making micro-adjustments daily to prevent the pull of old, low-frequency patterns from derailing your course. Crucially, sustaining this elevated frequency demands more than passive affirmation. It requires a development of true emotional immunity. Consider the inevitable friction points: the unexpected bill, the client who delays payment, or the temporary market dip. These events are not setbacks. They are vibrational tests. The old programming, which equates financial uncertainty with existential fear, will attempt to rush in, triggering the familiar physiological panic response, that tightening in your chest, the rapid cycling of what-if scenarios. Commitment means intercepting that physiological response before it spirals. It means recognizing the anxiety as a powerful but outdated, energetic undertow and deliberately choosing to anchor back into the calm, trusting frequency of your activated wealth code. By observing these moments without judgment and responding from a place of trust rather than reaction, you forge a deep, unbreakable financial resilience. This is the muscle of prosperity, trained not by hard work, but by unwavering internal composure. Furthermore, this reprogramming extends beyond mere thought correction. It necessitates establishing explicit financial boundaries that protect your newfound energetic field. You must master the vanguard decision, the proactive choice to eliminate commitments, associations, or consumption patterns that actively violate your abundance identity. Perhaps this means saying a decisive no to a demanding, low-paying project that drains your creative energy, or perhaps it involves disengaging from relationships where the primary topic of conversation is scarcity and complaint. These external choices act as powerful filters, safeguarding the integrity of your inner signal. Conversely, every time you choose to invest your time, money, and energy into activities that align with your highest purpose and self-worth, you send an undeniable transmission to the universe that you value your own flow, and the flow accelerates in return. Building on this, the commitment phase requires transforming your future aspirations into a dynamic, living blueprint. We move past simple visualization into intentional, documented strategy. This blueprint includes not only measurable financial metrics, the savings goals, the investment targets, but also specific energetic metrics: how you intend to feel during the negotiation process, how calmly you will handle unexpected expenses, and the level of joy you will sustain while providing value. By documenting the desired emotional state alongside the financial outcome, you anchor your commitment in conscious, holistic terms, eliminating the risk of accidental sabotage driven by misalignment. This blueprint becomes your navigational chart, continuously checked against your current emotional experience, ensuring your internal reality matches your external aspirations. Finally, the long-term sustainability of the inner wealth code relies on the powerful, often undervalued, habit of acknowledgement and celebration. Most people wait for massive victories to acknowledge success, but the truly abundant mind celebrates the smallest signs of alignment, the unexpected insight that solves a problem, the helpful conversation that opens a door, the sheer fact that you chose trust over fear today. Each small celebration is a vibrational yes that the universe receives, instantly creating a positive feedback loop that amplifies your receiving signal. Acknowledge every dollar that comes in, every successful boundary established, every moment of emotional mastery. By intentionally recognizing and amplifying these moments, you anchor the abundance current deeply into your present reality, ensuring that the energetic flow remains not just a temporary surge, but the permanent, effortless, and joyous evolution of your financial life. This is the ongoing practice of true financial self-mastery. Reflecting on this expansive internal territory we have traversed, notice a profound shift in atmospheric pressure. What began as a scattered collection of anxieties and inherited limitations now feels coherent, almost crystallized. We have systematically addressed the invisible architecture that governed your receiving capacity, a structure often built from borrowed materials and outdated blueprints. The true revelation is not finding a hidden cache of wealth, but discovering that the very engine generating your scarcity was located entirely within your own energetic boundary, fueled by misaligned intention. The friction you experienced, the sense of pushing, striving, and perpetually falling short, was merely the sound of your internal frequency grating against the inherent mandate of universal flow. Observe how the simple act of conscious excavation has transformed your relationship with the pursuit of success. The focus has moved definitively from the aggressive hunting for external outcomes to the quiet, dignified maintenance of an aligned inner state. You are no longer navigating the world with a sense of desperate urgency, but with the measured confidence of an experienced sailor who knows precisely how to trim the sails to catch the inevitable current. This realization that true financial empowerment resides in the mastery of self-regulation rather than the mastery of the external market is the watershed moment. It signals the graduation from student of circumstance to deliberate creator of reality. This crystallization of identity, born from stripping away the layers of borrowed guilt and limiting projections, yields a singular, powerful result: effortless magnetic attraction. When the nervous system is quieted, when the internal narrative ceases to scream fear and begins to pulse with inherent worthiness, the entire field around you recalibrates. Opportunities cease to appear as things you must fight to snatch, and instead present themselves as resonant confirmations of the value you are already emitting. Your emotional integrity becomes your strongest financial asset, a beacon that guides resources, favorable connections, and insightful solutions directly to your sphere of influence. The hard-won clarity transforms kinetic energy, the energy of exhaustive movement, into potential energy, the boundless force of attraction. We have moved beyond theoretical understanding into somatic comprehension. You are beginning to feel the truth of abundance, recognizing it not as a distant goal, but as a default operating condition of an unburdened mind. The foundational work has been performed. The old, conflicting programming has been isolated. The frequency dials have been turned, and the necessary internal agreements about self-worth and purpose have been securely established. This convergence of inner clarity and outer purpose creates a powerful, self-sustaining flywheel of prosperity, confirming that the universe responds not to the sheer volume of effort, but to the precision of the transmission. Yet, the journey culminates not just in understanding, but in the final, decisive action that makes this shift irrevocable. We must now solidify this new, potent, energetic field. We need to create the final seal, ensuring that the elevated vibration becomes a permanent, unwavering background hum of your life. This requires more than temporary commitment. It requires the installation of a new, non-negotiable protocol for living, a sustained allegiance to your highest financial self. The stage is set for the integration, the final, powerful step that guarantees your emergence as someone who not only attracts wealth but stewards it with mastery and grace. We are ready to make the necessary commitment to anchor this new identity forever, turning possibility into permanent reality. The work we have accomplished together culminates in a profound understanding. You have stopped seeking permission from the world to thrive, and you have reclaimed the authority of your internal life. The years spent chasing external metrics, desperately trying to manipulate results through brute force, are now recognized for what they truly were: a misdirected signal. That frantic energy was noise drowning out the elegant, powerful frequency of your inherent abundance. Now, having meticulously isolated the static of inherited guilt and dismantled the mythology of struggle, you stand not merely ready to receive abundance, but fully calibrated to its resonance. The ultimate insight derived from this journey is that financial mastery is not an outcome. It is a permanent state of integration. It is the realization that the health of your balance sheet is a direct, lagging indicator of the health of your nervous system. When you are operating from a place of profound inner congruence, where your beliefs about money align seamlessly with your purpose, your ethics, and your self-worth, the law of attraction stops feeling like a concept and starts operating like atmospheric physics. It becomes a reliable, predictable current that carries you forward, demanding only your consistent alignment, not your relentless sacrifice. Imagine yourself now not as a struggling climber, but as a master conductor of an intricate energetic symphony. Every thought is an instrument. Every boundary you set is a measure of silence. Every act of gratitude is a crescendo. The wealth you now attract arrives because it harmonizes perfectly with the masterpiece you are conducting internally. This is a definition of effortless flow, receiving high-value outcomes because your internal world maintains a high-quality vibration. This shift empowers you with a unique form of financial sovereignty. It means that when challenges inevitably arise, for life is a series of waves, you will no longer react with the panic and retraction that used to scramble your code. Instead, you will pause, observe the challenge, and confidently inquire, does this moment require fear, or does it require innovative alignment? You respond from a core of certainty, understanding that any external turbulence is temporary and cannot undo the structural integrity of your inner wealth code. You become emotionally immune to panic, replacing scarcity reflex with strategic composure. This enduring commitment is your final, magnificent pivot. It is a continuous practice of seeing money not as a source of stress, but as a neutral energy, a dynamic reflection of the value you exchange with the world. By honoring money when it arrives and blessing it when it departs, you sustain the circulatory system of abundance. Your work now is to remain vigilant, treating your emotional well-being as the most valuable asset you possess, because it is a fundamental engine that powers your success. Step forward now, embodying this fully integrated identity. Trust the code you have activated. Trust the flow you have established. Let the anxiety of the past recede, replaced by the deep, quiet confidence of someone who knows, absolutely and unequivocally, that they are worthy of receiving and capable of sustaining true prosperity. You are the deliberate architect of your abundance. Your wealth is not something you must earn through pain. It is a natural consequence of being authentically, vibrantly, and intentionally yourself. The current is strong, the flow is open, and your life of financial self-mastery has already begun.